Cause this world's not blurry. From comics to movies, he's got it all. He's an outpost nerd living in a geeky world with his lightsaber shining. He's a Star Wars swerve through galaxies and adventures. He'll take you there, take you there. He's an outpost nerd, no one can compare. Nerd power. Yeah, he's the king of nerds, catching that flare.
Welcome, my nerd geeks and dweebs, to another transmission from the Outpost Nerd. How's everyone going? How's everyone's Saturday going today? Mine's wet and cloudy down here in Florida. We've been having rain and thunderstorms on and off the past couple of days. John, what's up? Thank you for being here. Memento, thanks for coming on. Today, we're going to talk about something that I really enjoyed. Something that a lot of people were, oh wow, I was surprised and thrilled. We're going to be talking about X-Men 97. I watched this show as a kid. Back in 97, a little 10-year-old nerd sitting up on Saturday mornings or the afternoons after school with snacks and cereal, breakfast cereal on the Saturday mornings, watching this show, thinking, so cool. Let's see. One thing I have to say about this show, I was pleasantly surprised. There it is. That's what I was looking for. The character design was exactly like I remember it. They never changed any of the character design. The animation style, you could tell it was updated, but the look of these characters really, it took me back to a good time. It took me back to simpler times, just enjoying these superheroes without being blasted over the head with an agenda or any type of message, really, that was just in your face. Yes, people say, "Oh, X-Men has always been about civil rights." Yes, but it's done in a way. It's done in that old way of not being over the head with it and making you think. It makes you think, but doesn't tell you what to think. Like all the old stuff, when they do new, they always push an agenda, and they've tried to retcon it a little bit, like with Morph just telling Wolverine he loves him, which I don't think, it was a throwaway line. I don't think anything's going to come of it, but we're going to go over some reviews, and then I'm going to share a bunch of the cameos they had. This, unlike a lot of the other Marvel pieces, it had all the teams on it, all the characters we love, not just the Avengers in one world, the X-Men in another. All of them were together. So I'll share that. I'll share the reviews of it. So let's start. As usual, let's bring up Rotten Tomatoes. As usual. Ooh. There we go. Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see what they have to say. Oh, wow. Average critic score is 99%. But like I always said, that's great that the critics love it. But what do let's see. So I'm trying something new. That ain't working. An audience score of 94%. So there's pretty much consensus around the board of how great this show was. And so before I go any further into anything, I will be spoiling a little bit. So if you want to watch it and haven't, get off my stream now and go watch it and go enjoy it, and then come back and rewatch my stream. I have no problem sending you off, telling people to go watch it because I don't want to spoil it too much. See the let's see cast and crew. A lot of the cast they were able to recast um they recasted them, but they didn't sound all that different. Wolverine, he was still gruff, but it was a little different. But Jennifer Hale, she's done a lot of DC animated. She's done Wonder Woman a lot. It's the only one I recognize. Of course, we gotta give the man himself some props. Give Stan the man some props. Let's see. Let's go back up and see what do the audience has to say. I mean, okay. They don't have any reviews up yet. So let's go see what IMDb has to say about the show, see about their reviews. Their user reviews, I should say. Let's see. Reniki86 says it's everything I wanted and more. Bonk6 says surpassing my greatest hopes by miles. And that's it blew my expectations out of the water because it was, like I said, it looked amazing. Story was great. They were able to incorporate the characters, both new and old together. It took us to some places in the Marvel universe that we haven't been yet, that I hope one day to see in live action. Read a few more of these. Finally, something that lives up to the hype, says Gift 22820. And those three were the 10 out of 10s. So RJ88 says hits all the right nostalgic notes. The nostalgic hit hard, but it was more than just a trip down memory lane. The writing and character development in these initial episodes were on point, adding layers to the already rich world of the X-Men. It felt like catching up with old friends who had grown and evolved. I like that. That's, yeah. Knight 26404 says nostalgia modernized. Fire Grange 44671 says perfect. Short and sweet. I like that. Let's see. Armature says upgraded, modernized, and more mature sequel to the classic X-Men the animated series. Yeah, it was a lot more mature, a lot more there's a lot more blood and gore. Some characters even died, which you wouldn't have seen that on Fox Kids on Saturday mornings. Greatest continuation of series ever. Molcentra says after first 2 episodes, it's pretty good, and it got better. These are all from early on in the series. Wade Horton says epic. Roberos says X-Men 97, a phenomenal revival of an animated classic. You know, I've shared my disdain for remakes and reboots, but it felt like it was a sequel. it didn't change really anything from the original series. If you enjoyed the original series, you're going to enjoy this series. And we're getting to the lower reviews now. It's okay. It seems like more pandering than anything else so far. I didn't. Gone goozling. You prefer the term gone goozling. I never heard that word before. I've heard Googler from Casey Jones and Ninja Turtles, but never gone goozling. Gonzo? So we're getting into the lower reviews. Yeah, I'm thinking these are people who probably didn't watch or are too young to have watched the original series. Sokis Sweet says just perfect. And it's I'll add that to my dictionary. Thank you, Memento. I learned something new today. Sokis Sweet says I've never seen the original series, even though I've heard good things about it. However, I was very interested in X-Men '97 because the creator said it wouldn't need previous knowledge to comprehend the events of the series, so I decided to watch it, and oh boy, was it good. There were, I'd say there were some parts you needed to watch. There was one episode where the creators actually said, "Hey, you need to go read this certain comic book before you go watch the episode, so you'll understand more." But I didn't. There were some moments, but never like a whole episode that you needed to watch to understand what was going on. Okay. Let's see. What do I got next on the list for you? Boom, 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 boom.
Take on me, take on me, take me on.
Some random Ricada, some random law knows for people. But this show allowed for an escape and not to have a lesson thrown in your face. And we need more of that. I've always said we need more of that. So we're next, here comes the spoiler alert. We're going to share the cameos that they were able to with the show. They were able to really wet our whistle for like 90s comic book TV cartoons. Let's see. This is from Screen Rant. Every cameo in X-Men 97 ranked. Now, I will be doing a short video of my top 5 personal cameos. So, this is theirs, and so I'm just sharing the cameos. This is their list of the ranked ones. So, let's starting off with 29, a classic character, Multiple Man. Multiple Man, aka Jamie Maddox, had a brief, memorable cameo in 97's Remember It. He previously appeared in season 3, episode 11, Cold Comfort of the original series, in which he was a member of the X Factor. And if you notice, he's in Genosha. And this is the island. It's in X-Men. Genosha is the only fully mutant country. It has its dark sides, it has its good sides, but it's ruled by like some powerful. At one point, it's ruled by Magneto. So another character appears in Genosha. is Dazzler. She same episode. She appears in the same episode. Remember It. And one of my classics, one classic mutant, one we've seen in live action before, is Archangel flies over Genosha, and you can see it's Archangel instead of Angel, but due to the metal wings that because at this point they've already fought Apocalypse, so he's already become he was already one of the horsemen of Apocalypse, so he still has his metal wings. Psylocke and Alpha Flight in the episode 10. We've seen Psylocke in one of the in Age of Apocalypse live action, but as the Prime Sentinels wreak havoc upon the planet, Psylocke and the Committee Mutant Hero Team Alpha Flight can be seen preparing for battle. She's been shown in a couple episodes, and here's an interesting one. In episode 8, we have William Stryker. Now, William Stryker is a military officer with an anti-mutant agenda who appears in an interview on the television behind Jubilee and Sunspot in episode 8. He was the main antagonist in X-Men 2, X-Men United, who gave, and X-Men Origins, the character, they gave Wolverine his adamantium skeleton. Now here we're getting out of the mutants a little bit. Here we have the Japanese Silver Samurai. Had 2 brief cameos in X-Men 97, both time reacting to the EMP that first blacked out Earth and subsequently restored it. Silver Samurai previously started in the animated series Season 4, Episode 15, Lotus of Steel, in which he faced Wolverine in Japan. Here's another shot of him. I like that shot. And here's the original animated series. You can see, look at the difference. You can tell this is a little more... 97 is more computer animated, while the original animated series was that more hand-drawn animated. Vulcan works with the Imperial Guard. Vulcan made his on-screen debut in X-Men 97, appearing in Episode 6, Life Death Part 2, as a member of the Shirar Imperial Guard. Vulcan is also Scott Summers' brother. Fights alongside with famed warriors when Deathbird and his supporters strike the Intergalactic Empire. This cameo is especially pleasing as it mirrors a previous X-Men the Animated Series scene in which Cyclops meets his brother Havoc, but is unaware of his true identity. And here's a big one. Here's one I enjoyed. Captain America launched the Magneto Protocols. Iron Man and Captain America appear in the X-Men 97 finale discussing the ramifications of the Magneto Protocols, which President Kelly soon enacts. The iconic pair subsequently fight off a series of Prime Sentinels that attack the military base. Captain America previously starred alongside Wolverine in X-Men the Animated Series Old Soldiers, while Iron Man fronted his own animated series in the same continuity. After Captain America's previous cameo in X-Men 97, audiences were primed for more Avengers, making these scenes in the finale a thrilling development. And we'll talk about his other cameo in just a few minutes. Rachel Summers repairs the Golden Gate Bridge. Rachel Summers is a highly consequential X-Men character who made her debut in the animated realm in 97. Pairing the fast forward to Bash's post-apocalyptic future in Episode 8, Rachel appears using her formidable powers to repair the Golden Gate Bridge. Rachel Summers is a very important character in the comics, serving as the Jean Grey replacement in the primary X-Men team for some years, and even bonding with the X-Force. The cameo tantalizingly teases her future narrative. So we might see more of the Phoenix Force, which I would look forward to. The Phoenix Saga was one of my absolute favorite storylines of the last series. Next, we have Polaris repairs Earth's magnetic poles. Polaris also appears in Bastion's vision of a world in which mutants are enslaved to humanity, seemingly repairing damage done to Earth's magnetic poles. Polaris, aka Lorna Dane, previously appeared in the X-Men the animated series season 3 episode 11 Cold Front, where she is in a romantic relationship with Iceman. Wouldn't be now because he's gay. Of course, they had to make him gay. And works with X Factor. While somewhat fun, this depiction did not demonstrate her awesome abilities effectively. 97, on the other hand, does, making this an especially pleasing cameo. Here's one that I like. Baron Zemo consults Bastion. Baron Zemo had a brief cameo in 97's Tolerance is Extinction Part 1. Appearing on a computer screen as Bastion explains his Prime Sentinel experiment to Valerie Cooper. Baron Zemo didn't appear in X-Men the Animated Series, but featured in Avengers The United Day Stand, which exists in the same continuity as 97, and is known for his MCU appearances. Though not traditionally affiliated with the X-Men, Baron Zemo's connection with Bastion demonstrates how insidious and pervasive Bastion is, making Zemo's cameo even more consequential. Let's see. I want to see. Let's try to find that. I'm going to try to find something. There it is. That's what I want to see. Okay, on to the next one. Back to Genosha. Genosha, just a treasure trove of cameos and appearances of new mutants we had never gotten to see. Pixie plays in the Genosian market. Pixie made a delightful cameo in X-Men 97. Remember It, which serves to contrast the mutant haven against the harrowing events that will soon follow. Spoiler alert. Pixie appears on the Genosian market playing with Glob and Leech, teleporting and chasing each other. Pixie is one of the few survivors of the Sentinel attack, reappearing at the end visually heartbreaking, bolstering the episode's tragic narrative. And here's a fun little cameo. We're getting some of my favorites. Doctor Strange operates in the blackout. Doctor Strange maintains his history of reacting to X-Men events in the X-Men 97 finale, Tolerance is Extinction Part 3. Doctor Strange previously appeared in the animated series, sensing the Dark Phoenix power in Season 3, Episode 15, Dark Phoenix Part 3, The Dark Phoenix. In 97, he's depicted operating in a hospital by candlelight using his mystical powers until the world's electricity is restored. Though only momentary, this cameo celebrates and remembers the show's history and legacy. The Watcher appears in The Stars over Genosha. A subtle cameo with enormous consequences is the Watcher's appearance in 97's Remember It. The Watcher is hidden among the stars over Genosha's moments before the Sentinels attack. This cameo is a satisfying hint to the upcoming mutant massacre. I'm going to call it Massacre, so I don't get in trouble. As the Watchers only appear before events of great importance, hinting that something highly significant is about to occur. Like Doctor Strange, the Watcher's appearance in X-Men the Animated Series Season 3, Episode 15, sensing the Dark Phoenix Ascent. The Watcher also appears in Fantastic Four and Silver Surfer. Daredevil fights looters. Season 1, Episode 10, Part 3. Another famed hero cleaning up the streets during the blackout is 97 finale is Daredevil. Fighting looters on the blackened out streets, New York streets, Daredevil's cameo was a thrilling development from his previous appearance in Marvel's animated universe. Daredevil had two particularly memorable appearances in Spider-Man the Animated Series and Fantastic Four episode A Blind Man Shall Lead Them. Though great, Those roles lacked the dynamic action and fighting associated with the character, which X-Men 97 delivered. And here are some two lesser known characters. I don't know much about them personally. Cloak and Dagger fight together, season 1, episode 5, and episode 10. Cloak and Dagger never appeared in the Marvel's animated universe, but they quickly made their mark on comic books for their compelling backstory and captivating powers. The duo had a very minor appearance during the celebration on Genosha in 97's Remember It, before reappearing in the finale to help maintain peace during the blackout. Depicting the pair for the first time was a thrilling development and also confirmed their survival. Black Panther fights the Sentinels, season 1, episode 10, part 3. Black Panther has a highly exciting cameo in 97's finale, at first consulting with the president regarding the Magneto protocols before leaping into battle to defeat the Prime Sentinels. This is an interesting fact to me when I was reading this. Interesting, this Black Panther is confirmed as T'Chaka rather than T'Challa, who was previously featured in season 2, episode 7 of Fantastic Four's Prey of the Black Panther. Nevertheless, Black Panther's cameo in 97 recognizes the character's importance since becoming an essential MCU character. Yeah, so this wasn't Black Panther from like the movies, which was T'Chaka. This was his father, T'Challa, that we see briefly in the Black Panther movie and Civil War. We have Omega. Okay, yeah. Omega Red is freed from his prison and fights the Crimson Dynamo. These are I'm gonna start giving the little summaries of what's here. These are the Russian superheroes team. This Red Crimson Dynamo is pretty much like the Soviet Russia version of Iron Man. See another one. Moira McTaggart and Banshee appear on the Genosian Council. And Moira McTaggart is known as the lover of Professor Xavier. We saw her in the first class era of X-Men movies in the past few years, and she's the mother of Legion, who is Professor Xavier's son, who we've seen a little bit of him in there was a short FX series called Legion, which I didn't particularly care for. It was basically the character and just name only. Didn't really, but he was like had multiple personalities, and his psychic powers made it hard to deal with. But in this one, Moira McTaggart and Banshee are amongst the X-Men's most famous and long-lasting couple. They appeared in the animated series in several episodes, and here they're serving as part of the Genosian Council, which the ruling body of Genosha. We have Sebastian Shaw and Emma Frost, which we saw from First Class. The Inner Circle Club is the animated universe's equivalent to the Hellfire Club, which appeared prominently in the animated series The Dark Phoenix Saga. Two members have made cameos in 97 episode 5. Emma Frost and Sebastian Shaw appear as members of the Genosian Council, prompting speculation over their heroic status, as both were previously considered villains. Emma Frost's cameo was especially dynamic as it depicted her second mutation, which was absent from the animated series. See, Emma Frost is a world-class psychic like Jean and the Professor. Her ability to cover herself in like diamond skin, that was secondary. Let's see. Ronan the Accuser fights the Imperial Guard. We saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy. The Morlocks, Castelletto, and Leech appear in episode 5. Doctor Doom contacts Batch. This is another example of how the storyline encompass not just the X-Men, but the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, and all these other superhero teams that we've seen in Marvel that the movies MCU that really had to separate due to legal issues and copyright issues and all that. The Thieves Guild attend Gambit's funeral. Now, I'm not going to go into details. I want people to watch it. But Gambit dies saving Genosha, and we all know he was a thief in New Orleans. And these are his 97 is great for subtly including legacy characters that are recognizable to X-Men, the animated series fanatic viewers, but inconsequential to the narrative for less familiar audience. This happens perfectly in Bright Eyes, which depicts members of the Thieves Guild attending Gambit's funeral. The Thieves Guild had previously appeared in the animated series Season 2, Episode 6, Externally Yours, which depicted Gambit's backstory, neatly drawing a line under the hero's animated tenure. We have the Shira Imperial Guard. The Imperial Guard works to protect the Shuri Empire against galactic threats, such as they appeared in the animated series The Dark Phoenix Saga, which culminated in the epic showdown with the X-Men on the Earth's moon. The Imperial Guard throughout X-Men 97, Episode 6, proffering even more thrilling action and dynamic action sequence. Oh, here, I love this one. Peter Parker and MJ watch television. This, and a lot of people recognize these as the Spider-Man the animated series version characters. More back when Mary Jane was actually good looking, was actually really hot. A somewhat understated but still delightful cameo appeared in the 97 finale, depicted Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson watching television in a shop window as the Prime Sentinels enact their violent rampage. Though barely seen in the animated series, both characters were, of course, very central in Spider-Man the animated series. This cameo ranks higher than others because it hints that a Spider-Man the animated series revival could be possible after the success of 97. And a lot of people, even after the first episode, were screaming for a revival of 97. Or 96, Spider-Man. General Ross confronts Rogue. When Rogue is overwhelmed with grief and attempts to track down Henry Greek and Bolvador Trask, I can never say his name. She encounters the infamous military general Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, who we saw played by William Hurst in the MCU. Ross didn't feature in X-Men the animated series, but played a key role in the Incredible Hulk. Ross references the Hulk during the scene, bridging the gap between the animated series and the revival. This cameo prompts much excitement for General Ross's imminent return to the MCU. Spider-Man swings into action. Episode 8, Tolerance of Extinction, Part 1. Spider-Man himself appears in 97, Episode 8, swinging into action with a thrilling animation style as Magneto's EMP destroys Earth's technology. This is a very minor appearance, but celebrates the character's history. Spider-Man was unavailable to be used in the animated series, so his appearance was hinted at with his hands and webbing through the X-Men appeared in, though the X-Men appeared in 2 Spider-Man the animated series episodes. And number 1, I kind of spoiled it. Captain America fights Rogue. After encountering General Ross on her rampage, Rogue quickly ends up in a confrontation with iconic Captain America. Captain America had previously starred in X-Men, the animated series Old Soldiers, but only interacted with Wolverine. This cameo allowed for Captain America to meet the other X-Men, which has been omitted in cinematic portrayals. While captivating action and a nail-biting fight scene, Captain America's cameo is undoubtedly the best from X-Men 97 Season 1. This what else could I say about this amazing show? You know, it did change some character designs.
These are not the magazines that we all wish had boobs in them, but don't.
But it didn't make me. I didn't hate it. It didn't make me feel bad for like not believing in the agenda anymore. It didn't make me want to say this.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I mean, it didn't. It was not bad. It was. If you want a straight up fun, action packed, non agenda bashing over your head show with great storytelling, a great art style, amazing writing, I would recommend X-Men 97. It took me back. I very much enjoyed it. I looked forward every week to a new episode, and that's what I liked about it. One thing I liked about it, I liked the anticipation of waiting for the next episode, and I think that's lost on a lot of people nowadays with how Netflix and all these other streaming channels used to just drop in. So that's pretty much my review of it. I give it a 9 out of 10. I cannot wait a year for more. I mean, it was so good. They already announced season 2, which is going to come out sometime next year. So, and I think I'm hoping with the recent failures that Disney has had with the MCU, with their Pixar movies, I hope soon they see how good these shows like these are, with good storytelling that don't beat you to an inch of your life with an agenda. There have been some retconning. The creator said that retcon a moment where Morph supposedly tells Wolverine he loves him, which no, I think he was reminding, because he says, "Don't break my heart," then morphs into Jean and says, "I love you," in Jean's voice. So he's not telling Jean that Morph is not telling Logan that he loves her. He's like, "Hey, you love Jean, so you need to get your ass healed and get back into the fight." So tell me, has anyone else in chat watched it, any of it, and what did y'all think? I'd love to hear what other people think. Don't just be lurking. I'd love to chat with me. I'd love to know what other people thought of it. Anybody? Bueller. Oh, the Morph moment. Yeah, Morph was kind of a creepy, weird little dude. I'm surprised they had him on. Is that who you're talking about, Memento? Yeah, it was weird. But in my opinion, like morphing powers like that can be a little weird. Yeah, I agree. It was a little like kind of cock your head moment, like, what? But I don't believe it was him pronouncing his love for Wolverine. I don't. Now, a lot of people may disagree, but a lot of people say, "Well, you're wrong, nerd. The creator said that." Okay, he could redcon it all he wants. I hate redcons, so yeah, it was a weird moment. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Thank you for being here. Oh, where is it? Oh, leave me a like, a sub. If you want to financially support me, Cash App link. I should have had that streaming, that tickering or all stream, but that's okay. I'll remember that next time. Check out. I will be doing a video probably pretty soon, within a day or two, of my personal favorite cameos. And so keep an eye out for that. It will be a short little clip video that I usually do. Thank you again for being here. Leave a like, subscribe, share. Share me in Discords that I'm not a part of. Shill me out. I'm not against whoring myself out. So like I always say, thank you all. I'm the Outpost Nerd. Find your passion and nerd out about it. I'm gone.
Lost in space, I found my police. Goodness, I was silent to my way. Binary code run through my veins. With every beat and beep, I feel no pain. Signing off, it's time to go. Goodbye, my nerdy friends, see you later. I know through the stars we've shared this ride, but now it's time to say goodbye.